Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship here. I am day 9. I am joined by the little one, and we are at match point for both players. They are tied 2-2.
What an exciting series. I mean, you always want to have a 3-2 final game. Nobody wants to get crushed 3-0 in a final game. Just going so far and then getting completely crushed.
Even the crowd doesn't want that. And oh, the crowd got a treat. We, the observers, got a treat. And I'm sure everyone is just as excited as I am that we're going into the last game, Game 5 on Xel'Naga Caverns between Ace and Moon. Feel free to cheer for these players as they have been battling all week long to get here. How epic, Dario.
Insane.
Game 5 is just about to load, so let's find out if Moon, who's been having a very aggressive, crazy, unpredictable style of Zerg, will be able to topple Ace, who up until this point was undefeated in the whole tournament, but everything's on the line going right now into Game 5. Welcome back. We are on Xel'Naga Caverns, the most commonly played map in Starcraft 2. Moon from We Made Fox, the red Zerg, in the top right position. He's been playing a variety of kooky strategies all tournament long. And we see Ace, the solid hero Protoss from Startale, in the blue, in the bottom right, and whoa, going for an early expand.
Yeah, he just doesn't care what the map is. I mean, Pissing Sands is really not suitable for 461 either, but he's just doing it and bending the map to his own will.
That is true indeed, making the map subservient to you, a cool technique that we're seeing our Protoss player employ. Let's talk a little bit about why the early expand is so dangerous. Just look at the amount of space you have to defend from this entrance on this side to units swinging around from this to units sneaking in from the shrubbery. You have to do a lot of clever blocking with buildings, even using your Nexus as part of the wall, and you have to spend lots of cannons early on for defense.
And once again, Moon is getting an extremely fast extractor. Probably gonna get the speed upgrade for Zerglings again, or going for a really quick Roach Burst.
Yeah, he could even be going for the Hydralisk play that he used to defeat Squirtle in one of the games earlier in the day. We do see Ace trying to do a little bit of micro magic, pick off some of those drones. In the meantime, we see there is the Forge going down for Ace, already starting to create a little wall where no Zerglings can get through.
Yeah, however, on Xel'Naga, you can't get away with placing your Nexus and then placing your cannon, because you don't have enough space to completely wall off.
That is true. You have to be very careful with your building placement on this map. It looks like Ace now pulling back, having enough money now to throw down a natural expansion. There goes down the Nexus, but notice that he is supply blocked. That is intentional. He needs to have enough money to build the cannons, the gateways, everything he can for the defense.
And he is actually gonna build a Nexus before he's even getting a warp gate for his cannon.
He's getting a gateway before cannon. He's gonna need to build that cannon fast, and it looks like it will be starting really soon. There it goes down. Good coverage on this cannon. It might even be able to stretch up to this far top left point. And again, we see a pylon go down for Ace. He's starting to already create a nice wall off, but he will need another cannon here to be able to defend all of his probes.
Yeah. Moon, however, did chase the probe. He didn't send his first Zerglings, knowing that Ace probably has perfect timing and could have defended it anyways.
No expansion coming up for Moon yet. He pulled the drone back, and it looks like we are seeing a Baneling nest go down for Moon. That could be a huge early bust. Moon could just cheese his way for the final win.
That is so exciting right now.
I really can't believe it. Uh-oh, the probe's trying to work its way in. It's going to see no expansion at all, so that means Ace does know something's up. The drone goes down to try to fake out the opponent. We do see a lot of larvae still remaining there. Will Moon even go for that? No, and it looks like Moon needs to pull back and add more larvae. Even Moon feeling the pressure, forgetting to do those basics.
Yeah, but at least he was like thinking completely right at the spot. He was noticing, oh, I'm letting the probe in. I'm going to have to fake an expansion right now.
Yeah, I mean, Moon playing very, very thinly right now. Has to do some huge damage there. The Banelings going down, only 3 at this point, and Ace is desperately trying to get another cannon up.
He is completely walled off. I mean, both cannons are really close to each other, so if you would actually get Banelings in the middle, you can blow up both, but because they are the perfect wall, and that is not going to happen.
We do see the Banelings and Zerglings trying to run around the backside. Here they are swinging in right now. Ace knows what's up, and there's a huge explosion there, and it looks like it does some damage, but not enough. Oh no, Moon's early bust is not going to work, but Zerglings have made their way into the main.
He, however, only has 4 Zerglings. He's going to try to get Banelings into the main. That would actually be huge, but Ace is following all of them with a few probes.
Looks like Moon has pulled everything off gas, needs to throw down an Expo hatchery very, very soon if he wants to be able to stay in this game. There it does go down, but Moon is looking in a very, very awful situation.
Yeah, unless he can pull a miracle with 3 Zerglings, picking up an insane amount of probes, he has to be careful, heal up the Zerglings, and not go in too often.
Yeah, this is very, very important right now, and it looks like, wow, interestingly, Ace pulling back those probes for a moment, and Baneling's getting morphed in the main as Zerglings are trying to poke at the right side.
Yeah, but the Sentry is actually going to be able to pick up... Well, actually, he's going to finish before it's going to be
and it looks
off.
like the Sentry going to have to try to run away from there, and these Banelings from Moon are just going to be running circles in the main, denying any sort of mining. Still, nothing but Zerglings being made for Moon. He's slowly adding on more Banelings, and oh, Moon realizing that Ace not mining any gas at all.
Oh, that means he actually built a starport, but he had to cancel because it would have been completely useless anyways.
And there's the Stalker out in the main right now that will be able to pick off these Banelings. Ace can go back to mining gas, but Ace not nearly in as bad of a situation as he once was.
Yeah. Oh, he has to be careful with the probe side, but he's realized...
Oh, a huge hit with Banelings in the main, but look at Ace with a counterplay of his own, locking in a whole bunch of those Zerglings, and when we go to the unit counting station, we do see that there are still a little bit of a probe lead for Ace, but that's kind of an uncomfortable amount of probes to have as a Protoss.
Yeah, the economy has been almost been reset, and Ace actually has a queue of probes in his base right now. He shouldn't be having probes queuing up, but actually invested into buildings.
That is true. Queuing up units, another way of just having dead money, doing absolutely nothing. Moon, very, very sharp to note that these 2 mineral patches are not as well defended as the rest. Now Moon can actually even get another queen up, and there we do see the queen popping out of the natural expansion. A layer could come down quite soon, and oh man, look at Ace getting the ultra-fast robo facility.
Yeah. That is actually gonna be very nice for Moon for a little bit, because with the robotics you can't be really aggressive, you can't put any pressure on, and Moon can just grow his economy and do some more damage with Ferris.
So Moon really needs to begin getting a layer tech, and indeed there his layer does go down. We're going to see a lot more drones coming out for Moon. We see that Ace is still ahead a little bit in the worker count, but that is not going to be the case for a while. This is Ace's logic with the robotics facility. He cannot do any sort of early aggression because he can't scout. He has no idea what Zerg is doing. Zerg could still be making Zerglings and Banelings. Zerg could be taking the whole map. Zerg could be taking a Spire. He has no clue. So early pressure is going to be risky. What Ace is going to do is start building a huge army early on. He's going to begin getting those power units, the Colossi, as fast as he can. So whenever he does attack, he has 5 or 6 Colossi instead of the usual 2 or 3.
He actually realizes that he is pretty far behind. No, now he's getting an observer. I was assuming he's not even going to get an observer and just go for a blind Colossus push.
What started as a huge cheese fest with players planning Banelings and running around in each other's main, now is turning into a very cool, long-term focused game. We see a lot of drones still coming out for the Zerg player. Double gas going down. There's the Hydra Den popping up, as well as the Evolution Chamber. So Moon really getting in his groove, beginning to get those Hydras fast, and this ultra-fast Colossus by Ace might be the best defense for it.
Yes, indeed, and he's adding 3 more warp gates. Just need to get that solid ground army protecting the Colossus, which just dies in an instant without any support army.
Looks like he needs to do a little bit of saving up to get that thermal lance. He does now have enough money to, has not done anything yet. Now is the moment where you need to begin taking out those rocks. This is interesting. Moon actually going for his left destructible rocks instead of for the ones at his front. Looks like he doesn't want to get that gold. And what did he end up seeing with that Overseer?
He did see all warp gates in the main, and he could see there's going to be a fast upgrade as well. I think Moon is expanding to the left because we have seen a lot of powerful 2 Colossus pushes, and he just wants to expand as far away from his opponent as possible.
We see a drone now planting itself into a spire. More Zerglings and Hydralisks popping out. A Baneling there as well. There's the +1 missile attack. There's the Groove Spine. Moon's money unit, the Hydralisk, is the unit of choice for this game. And wow, Ace really committing to just a 2-base attack.
Yeah, he's going for 6 Warp Gates right now. Probably gonna push with 2 Colossus once again when Thermal Lance finishes.
Yeah, that's actually a very early push. I'm surprised he's actually going to make that attack.
Oh no, his Colossus is actually completely trapped in, as it looks like. He's going to have to kill his own cannon.
Yes, that's right. Ace's Colossus. Whoa, and there's the kill on the cannon. Looks like he needed to open the front door, but there was no handle, so he just kicked it in with a foot.
Yeah, and Moon is actually being surprisingly present on the map with Hydralisk. It's gonna be very dangerous. He can't actually retreat with Hydralisk against the Protoss army, but he scouts in the front with his Zergling, just making sure, okay, I'm gonna go back now.
And it looks like, oh, Moon has to pull back those Hydralisks. Of course, Moon, a very talented player, will be watching the mini-map. The Spire is very nearly done. Some Corruptors can pop out. Moon again having a great number of drones. We see more drones everywhere. In fact, not even getting any Corruptors right off the bat, adding on a 3rd Queen, and here comes a very funky timing push by Ace.
Yeah, but the Colossus are not going to be able to attack before the Corruptors actually finish. Once again, perfect timing by Moon.
I know this is actually a little too early, I think, by Ace. If he waited again for 4 or 5, he would have had the usual amount of Gateway units and a ton of Colossi, but instead, he's sticking with 2 Colossi and a really low Gateway unit count. That means those Corruptors are going to do just loads of work on those Colossi.
Yeah, but what you always say is Ace just moves out to your creep, takes out a few tumors, goes back, and kind of forces Zerg just to slow down his economy and his further attack.
That is a great point. That, you know, despite the fact that that's one of my favorite things to point out, I still fall for it as the commentator a lot as well. We see this push by Ace, and I'm going, oh my gosh, is he going to have enough units? Ace just moves out and pulls back. That is the most common way to mess with your opponent with no risk, just moving out and retreating again.
Yeah, that is what you need to do against Zerg constantly and all the time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one thing that I'm a little concerned about for Protoss is that there's no pylons planted around the map, none hidden on the left or right side of the map, so that means that Protoss cannot do any harassment, cannot do any countering, really needs to rely a lot more on just the standard, gigantic army push.
Yeah, but in the last game, Moon usually was very aware of what was going on the map, actually even picking up probes that were hiding on the map, so Ace was maybe a little bit scared to just lose it over and over again.
You know what's amazing to me about this Protoss player? Look at this, 58 probes, not far behind the Zerg at all. Ace is being so responsible about that constant probe production. Here comes in a lot of Corruptors, not nearly going to be enough to take out those Colossi quickly with that cannon support and with this very narrow valley. So it looks like Ace is going to get a little bit of a breather. There's a Twilight Council down and a surprisingly high gas count for the Protoss player.
Yeah, if you look at his sentry count, it's actually a little bit too low, I would say, because he only has 3 sentries, which is enough to throw down 12 force fields. But as soon as you have your initial force fields, you're not going to be able to reinforce it anymore.
And you mean you're even going to need to throw down some Guardian Shields. So, I mean, it's like 3 or even 4 force fields less than that. So we do see more cannons going down for Ace. Ace just committed to being passive. And Moon really needs to knock out these destructible rocks pretty soon.
Pretty nice play by Ace, just having a Salad at the left base. Delaying the expansion by about another 30 seconds, which is actually a huge deal.
You see the Tunneling Claws upgrade going down, and look at this Moon not even going for the gold first, taking these 2 side bases first.
Yeah, I think he is just going to take every single base on the map now, because he's almost about to be maxed out and actually throwing down a Baneling into the rocks.
A little bit of a misstep there by Moon. That's what happens when you get 1A group syndrome. We see the Tunneling Claws. Do we see any burrow down? No, no burrow quite yet. And oh, catching the Stalkers out of position, rushing down into this expansion. The Colossi completely undefended because the Stalkers are at the wrong side of the map. 1 Colossus falls, Moon pressing in hard. The 2nd Colossus going to fall very shortly. The 3rd Colossus doesn't get picked off. And now it's under some heavy fire. Moon with a perfect timing push.
Yeah, he's just taking out every important unit Protoss has left. And now that he dealt damage to the important units. He's trying to go back, but Blink Stalkers are obviously a lot faster than Hydras.
So it looks like Moon is going to lose a substantial amount of his army, and there's the blink by Moon, or excuse me, by Ace to surround. So nice defense by Ace. Moon's going to have to do a big, miraculous defense to hold this push off.
Yeah, it looks like Moon is actually going for another counterattack. Maybe are we going to see another base trade?
That would be the most epic last game of all time. And whoa, the probes see the huge swell of roaches heading to that side of the map. Ace decides that he's going to try to pick off these tertiary expansions. And there's the roach split. Looks like he is going into each location, and the one Colossus pops out, but it is trapped back there. Moon actually not quite paying attention, now is able to take out this expansion. Ace moving to the top left.
Ace taking out one base, probably gonna be able to take out even another base on the left if he's aware of it.
Yeah, but Ace looks like he's beginning to try to move into the main, where Moon does have nothing but Hydralisk getting produced. The Roaches do manage to pick that off. Moon now moving to the right side of the map with his drones, just sacking that left side of the map. And in the unit counting station, it's still a really close fight.
Yeah, Ace does have 33 Stalkers, which is an amazing number, but 21 Hydralisks are going to be able to take out all of that, I think.
And it looks like, oh no, exactly what Moon didn't want, to have that expansion spotted, but he is sending everything down there to defend.
Yeah, he's burning his drones, but Ace does have an observer, of course, and it takes out everything.
So we see Moon continue to try to catch up to these Stalkers. They do have Blink. He is going to try to use that Burrow upgrade to help keep them alive. And we see Moon actually slipping on his macro. Nothing at all being made as he continuing to add those larvae. It looks like Moon now getting some more Corruptors. He's going to need to begin replenishing Zerglings to balance his economy. But we see a couple Zerglings from Moon in the middle of the map doing some nice damage.
Yeah, but Ace has more probes than Moon actually has drones now, and Moon really isn't in the spot to make too many drones at the moment, which is going to be a huge problem in late game for him.
The real issue right now is that there are not that many Colossi on the field for Ace, but look at that Stalker count, 37 Stalkers. That's enormous. That does mean that overall Ace does have the larger army, but Moon is up one expansion.
Yeah, there is a +3 upgrade coming in for Ace soon, however, and +3 Stalker are extremely strong.
And it looks like Ace getting an amazing angle. Moon trying to pull back. He does end up corrupting that Colossus, sending some to the high ground. There's some amazing Blink micro again by Ace, but we're seeing another Blink forward. Ace convinced that he has the advantage, but there's corruption going down on all those units. Moon's Hydralisk doing some sick damage, but the Stalker count continues to remain high. Are there any reinforcements? And a Burrow, but it looks like they are able to take a little damage, and now Moon has to retreat. He's going to lose this right expansion.
That is going to be a huge blow. Zerg is basically going to be on a single expansion compared to a 2 base proto, even a 3 base proto still.
And Moon is desperate to get anything up that he can, to do any sort of counteroffensive that he can. Ace in just an incredibly strong position. Moon really even needs to get these drones back out as well.
Yeah, but Blink Stalkers are just chasing down everything. They are called Stalkers for a reason.
That is true. Ace in a commanding position. Some Zerglings try to dart in there a little bit ahead of the rest of the army, but Moon is going to, looks like he might even try to make a final stand, but that Stalker count again, so high, and now Zerg retaking this base yet again.
I assume Ace is just going to wait for the +3 attack to finish now. He's not in a hurry at all to finish the game. He has all the time of the world.
And now Moon has to pick the exact right units for this battle, doing a transfuse on the Corruptor, has only 16 Hydralisks. There are way more Stalkers than that. It's going to have to be an incredible defense by Moon if he wants to stay alive.
Even taking down the destructible rocks of the gold expansion. As I was saying, Ace is just being patient. There's no reason to end the game for him right now, even if he could.
Ooh, and he needs to be careful not to lose those Corruptors, and he does lose, it looks like 2 Corruptors. Will he lose the 3rd one? And oh no, he might even lose the 4th one. That is an enormous blow to Moon's defense.
Ace doesn't seem to be completely aware how much far ahead he is now, but he's gonna pick up. Oh, now he's gonna cross with the army of Moon, and it's so slow he can't retreat.
And now it looks like Moon's gonna have to commit to this attack because Ace is just continuing to press. He manages to worm his way back onto the creep, but again, this is a very, very low unit count situation for Moon.
And more Stalkers are coming in. The 3rd Colossus is almost about to be done, and maybe Ace is just gonna wait until he has 200 supply even.
I mean, this is just phenomenal play by Ace. Moon with the relentless counterattacking and picking off of Expos. Looks like it turned out not to be the best decision. Moon lost a bit too much of his economy.
And look how careful Ace still remains. He's looking to the left, looking to the right, if there are any more expansions, and not about to go directly in.
Looks like he's even stopping by those watchtowers. The Colossi going to stick up onto the high ground. There's the blink again, picking off one of those Corruptors. Moon's going to have to be really careful. He's already lost 4 or 5 of those Corruptors just to the blinking of Ace.
Yeah, and Ace yet still not committing to any kind of attack because he doesn't have any reason for it.
Yeah, we do see Ace now trying to swing in to the natural expansion. It looks like this is going to be the final attack for Ace. No, he's still being so cautious. And now with the Observer, he's beginning to move in and pick off some of these creep tumors, and this is all to get that gold expansion running.
Yeah, and he keeps on whopping more and more Stalkers, even adding a Dark Shrine now, even so I doubt it's going to be effective anymore because the game probably ends before.
And it looks like there's the big push. Moon now. Oh, a blink into all those units. The Stalkers doing maximum damage. The Hydralisk trying to work their way through all of the Stalker numbers, but there's just a few too many. The retreat now by Moon, but the blink catch-up can happen. And there it is, just continuing to pick off Hydralisk after another. The Colossi don't even fall. And Ace is the champion of the Intel Extreme Masters World Finals.
What a total Protoss hero he is.
Just ripping through absolutely everybody. Oh, and there he is with a little bit of showmanship. I mean, just phenomenal, phenomenal play by Ace throughout this tournament. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough how great Ace was.
Yeah, and he looks so happy right now. Well, mostly. He's not showing too much emotion, but of course you have to be extremely focused for StarCraft. A lot of people actually complain about that StarCraft players are not getting too emotional, but you're so much focused in the game.
And I mean, that really, really goes to show you how hard it is to win one of these tournaments. Every single round, Ace was looking so good, but even in the finals, Ace looked so mortal. If Moon just made a few different decisions, he could have won that first place himself, but instead Ace showing that remarkable resilience.
Yeah, he was making absolutely no mistakes whatsoever. I mean, he was getting behind at the beginning, but was just staying in his game, in his comfort zone.
Absolutely. I would like to say goodbye here from the commentary desk. I was joined by the little one from Team Liquid, and of course, I am Day9 from youtube.com/Day9TV. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a ceremony with our winners after this short break.
Was für ein geiles Finale, das muss man einfach mal so stehen lassen. Diese beiden Koreaner haben es bis zum Ende ausgefochten. 3:2 ging es aus, war einfach der Hammer. Ich habe mich so gefreut. Ich saß leider nur hinter der Bühne und musste mir das alles anschauen, aber es war einfach richtig geil. Für alle Leute hier vor Ort, ich glaube, das wird man nicht so schnell vergessen. Viele Leute auf dem Stream natürlich ebenso. Wir wollen jetzt weitermachen mit der Winner Ceremony und die 3 besten Spieler natürlich küren. Und dazu der Product Manager der ESL, den möchte ich jetzt bitte hochholen, Michał Blichatz. Großen Applaus bitte schön für ihn.
Hello everyone. To begin with, I need to apologize. I may make some mistakes. I may make some slips of the tongue. I still have goosebumps from this final. It's a fact. So, it's been a wonderful season. For the first time ever in Intel Extreme Masters history, we had Starcraft 2, and what a wonderful finish to this season. Fantastic Korean winners, fantastic performance. Have you enjoyed it? All right, well, I'm just a boring suit, so I'll just bring our VIPs here to say a couple of words, and let's get the guys who deserve the attention, let's get them the attention. So, to bring out, to give the checks, to give the medals and the trophy, I would like to invite to the stage European Marketing Director from Razer, Bernard Hammond, and George Wu, the Intel Global Events Manager. Welcome, guys. Give them a big round of applause, please. Guys, we've got a big crowd here. Absolutely phenomenal atmosphere. Impressions?
Great, it's been brilliant. I mean, seeing so many gamers here cheering for the players, it's fantastic. You guys are awesome.
George? I'm pretty sure you're pleased yourself because, guys, George plays StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it's been great to add StarCraft 2 to the lineup this year, and I can only say we were treated to a special match. It is unbelievable that this final, these guys are the best of the West, and you guys, again, were treated to a special match today, so thank you for all coming.
Guys, big round of applause for George. He's Asian, maybe he will win the next season. All right, so I'll go to my spot. Let's bring out the bronze medalist of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, representing Team Startail, the Protoss player. It will be Squirtle. All right, guys, I'm pretty sure we have some Warcraft 3 fans here. Are there any? Raise your hand. Okay. So you were here cheering for the 5th race, I presume, because that's the player who won the silver medal. That's the player we will be inviting to the stage. To the stage, I would like to invite Jang Jeho, the 5th race of Warcraft 3 and the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship silver medalist. Moon! And I think Moon has a special message, I think. Why did we have 3 Koreans winning medals?
Koreans own white dudes.
There you go, Koreans own white dudes. All right. And to pick up his check for first place, $13,000, the gold medal, and this magnificent trophy, representing Team Startail. I said I would do this. Representing Team Startail in Korea, this is the Protoss player who defeated Moon 3-2. It's Ace! Couple of moments for the pictures, and I'm gonna go get the cup now. How about a standing ovation? Come on, guys!